रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। माता पिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वयभट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरयोगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रम् अकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनोर्ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अफाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। पाराशर्यवचः सुधां सुमनसः दुग्धाब्धिमध्योद्धृतां संसाराग्निविदीपनव्यपगतप्राणात्मसञ्जीवनी पूर्वाचार्यसुरक्षितां बहुमतिं व्याघातदूरस्थिताम् आनीतां तु निजाक्षरैः सुमनसः भौमाः पिबन्त्वन्वहम्। सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितम् कालदेशावधिभ्यां निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे। हन्तभाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावळी लोभनीयं पीयूषप्लावितोऽहं तदनु तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुख रसस्वद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैर्विलसदुपनिषत्सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च बाहुद्वन्द्वेन रत्नोज्ज्वलवलयभृता शोणपाणिप्रवाळेनोपाता वेणुनाळीं प्रसृतनखमयूकाङ्गुलीं सङ्गशारां कृत्वा वक्त्रारविन्दे सुमधुरविकसद् रागमुद्भाव्यमानैः शब्दब्रह्मामृतैः त्वं शिशिरितभुवनैः सिञ्च सिञ्च मे कर्णवीथीम् अदराहितचारुवंशनालमकुटालम्बि मयूरपिञ्छमालाः हरिनीलशिला विभङ्गनीला प्रतिभासन्तु ममान्तिमः प्रयाणे. With my obeisances to all the Bhagavatottamas who are seated on the dais and to all the Astikas who are embellishing this auditorium on the last day, the 7th day of Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham, which is a Mahayajnam. Today, this is a rare opportunity, a rare blend rather, of the Upanyasa Parampara and the Sangeeta Parampara. Generally, it is said that the person who renders discourses sits on a Vyasa Peetham, and the person who sings sits on a Narada Peetham. Today, we need to understand that Narada was the one who answered the questions of Valmiki. Konvasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan. When the 16 qualities are put together and asked who is the repository of all the 16 auspicious attributes as posed by Valmiki, it is Narada Maharishi who answers. So it is because of Narada, in a way, that Valmiki was guided to writing and documenting Srimad Ramayana. It is because of Vyasa we have Sri Mahabharatam. And without these two eyes, one given by the one born of the ant hill, termite hill, Valmika Janma Munihi, and without the work given by Vyasa, who is Parashara Putra, we wouldn't be having the Sanatana Dharma the way it stands now. So all our obeisances to Narada Vyasa Valmiki combination and with Vyasa. So today we have a Vyasa Peetham and we have a Narada Peetham. I don't know if mine is a Vyasa Peetham, but surely theirs is a Narada Peetham. So with my prayers and namaskarams to all the Bhagavatottamas again seated alongside me on the dais, we have had whole bunch of astikas who have adorned the stage with, I don't even know if Rukmini Kalyanam originally had so much. Because it was a very sudden marriage, so there was not much time. It was all. So now the Rukmini of Kali Yugam gave us little time to plan it out for the 7th day. Krishna, in the Dashama Skandam, after having vanquished his own uncle, maternal uncle, Matula, who is Kamsa, in a duel, released his parents from the jail. You remember yesterday? So, after having released him, he goes and release the Atma from his body, he goes and releases his parents from the jail. Then that is when his parents put him and his elder brother Balarama to the tutelage of a great Maharishi called Sandipani. Gatva Sandipanim atha chatushashti ratrim ahobihi sarvajnastvam sahamusalina sarvavidya grihitva. Then Krishna, at the end of 64 days, having mastered all the 64 arts, goes to his teacher and asks, what dakshina should I give? Give me your what details so that I can zell. His teacher tells, see, I do not know the details. You go and ask my wife. He was very frank. He said, you go ask the Guru Mata, she'll give you all the details. Guru Mata said, see, if it is a normal student, I would be asking a different kind of Guru Dakshina. I have lost my children. Go get them from Yamaloka. Possible? Not possible. As per Vedanta, it is not possible. Once the Jivatma goes from the body, it is very logically untenable to say that the Jivatma then gave it a second thought, then came back to the same material body. Yeah. See, when we have people around us, especially when when the Jivatma leaves the material body in a natural fashion, it goes as per the age. So imagine in a house where it be the father-in-law, mother-in-law, whoever be it. So they've reached an age where the children feel they'll be better off elsewhere. So the Jivatma is leaving from the body. People start shedding tears. That's a natural reaction. Imagine the Jivatma has gone out, made a second thought to come and then come back to the same body. They will cry even more. So, I remember when my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, was a bit sick. People who used to come and, check on her health and inquire of her used to come with Mossambi oranges. So I opened the door and I collected the Mossambi oranges from the person who had come to see on my grandmother. I asked, Patika, illa paathukra ungalukku. See, caretakers need more energy. Here, she tells casually, go get these children from Yamalokam. Putram nashtam yamanilayanad ahritam dakshinartham. Not at all possible in Vedanta. You read Bhagavad Gita, you read Bhagavatam, you go to any place where they tell Bhagavad Gita, once the Jivatma has parted from the body, you cannot bring back that Jivatma to the same body. Because by then they would have taken that to the right place. No, but Krishna does that. That is why I said, logic will fail if you have to understand Sri Krishna avatar. He lifts the mountain, he'll dance on a snake. That is why he's special. Tam adbhutam balakam. If all these is not performed, then somebody will write shlokas even on us. Right? We do none of these, so they don't call us adbhuta balakam. Now, Krishna goes and brings these children back. That is the Guru Dakshina. Putram nashtam yamanilayadat ahritam dakshinartam datva tasmai nijapuramaga nadayan panchajanyam. Eventually, Krishna strikes a very good chord, a friendship, with a very special person who's believed to be the son of Brihaspati, Gishpati Putra. His name was Uddhava. That is why Uddhava asked his father, my dear father Guru, and Guru's son Vayu, help in taking this Divyamangala Vigraham from Dwaraka to Kerala, Guruvayur. You know that's Sthala Puranam, right? Towards the end, when there is deluge in Dwaraka, then Krishna tells, take this Divyamangala Vigraham, which has been worshipped by Prishni and Sutapas, later by Aditi and Kashyapa, later by my parents Vasudeva and Devaki, later by myself. Like how Ranganatha of Srirangam was propitiated by Rama himself, the Divyamangala Vigraham of Guruvayurappan was propitiated by Krishna himself. So they said, Uddhava, you please take it. Uddhava was also very aged then. That is why he said, I need some guidance. That is when Guru became the GPS. Guru has to guide. Guru. Now, Guru has to guide and Vayu has to take. So Vayu took and they went along the coast of Maharashtra. High real estate prices. So Uddhava said, I cannot buy place for Krishna here for the Divyamangala Vigraham. They went to the Canara coast of Karnataka, near Udupi, Suratkal. There also the prices were high. Then they went to Kerala, Malabar coast. It was just reclaimed by Parashurama then, so the real estate prices were low. So they went to a place, from the top they saw a beautiful lake filled with lotuses, and a couple had put their legs into it and they were having a nice time. So they alighted there and checked who they were. They were Shiva and Parvati. They were in a small hamlet called Mammiyur. So Shiva and Parvati said, if it is for Krishna, we will give. See, I will give one small territory, you take it. They were unaware that this boy will encroach the entire city. So he will rename the city also. You know, in Bombay, there used to be a system called Pagadi. They'll pay 10 rupees a month. Slowly the house will become theirs. Krishna began this Pagadi system in Guruvayur. The house became his. So this Uddhava became a very good friend to Krishna. See, generally, if the husband and the wife manage to stay together for many years, if it is a joint family, as per Crazy Mohan, if they live together, that itself is a joint family. So if they live together over a period of time. Our Purvacharya state, 40, 50 years of marriage, they will start looking like each other. You'll be wondering, sir, different DNA, how will they look? Somehow, this is what you check. That will be a rarity now. You check somewhere. So they'll start looking like each other. Their likes and dislikes will also start matching. They will start adjusting. If there is no other go, you start living with it. And it is said, see, in Srimad Ramayana, we have a very tricky situation. Rama comes and tells Sita, I am leaving to the forest. I have been ordained to go to the forest. Sita says, I shall also accompany you. Rama gives a multitude of reasons to say that she should not be coming. Finally, Sita tells him, on what basis are you avoiding me? I have heard my ancestors say, Sita tells that, I have heard my ancestors say, whoever is the better half, the consort in this janma, continues for the next 7 janmas. There's a Shastra Vakyam, she quotes in Ayodhya Kandam. I told this in one lecture, half of them went away. இதோட இன்னும் யார் 6 ஜென்மம் கழிப்பா? Now, Uddhava started resembling Krishna. The moment he started resembling Krishna, people used to get confused whether it is Krishna or Uddhava, whether it is Vani or Rani. So, that is when Uddhava thought he had little arrogance, because when people started venerating him as Krishna, see, the beauty is Uddhava did not lift the mountain. He did not dance on the snake. But people used to ask, how did you lift the mountain? That used to give that arrogance to Uddhava. No, I am not Krishna, I am Uddhav. He used to state. No, that I am not Krishna, I am Uddhav gave him that height. So, Krishna wanted to teach Uddhava a lesson. So, because Uddhava had this feeling, nobody can love and understand Krishna as much as I do. Krishna said, I have a few materials to be collected from Vrindavanam. When I came, it was just in a hurry, this Akrura brought me. All my certificates are lying there. He didn't go to school. What certificate? I don't know. Yela poigal uraipane inge podakandire. Andal gives a beautiful statement. One friend asks Andal, whom are you searching for? You seem to be searching for someone. Andal tells, I'm searching for the one who can utter the maximum number of lies and yet remain calm. Yela poigal uraipane inge podakandire. That is why many people in Bharatadesham love Krishna. Our politicians, they love Krishna. Even if they choose, they'll choose Gopalapuram. Yela poigal uraipane inge podakandire. Melal parandu vella poi sollidadinga. Melal parandu veil kaapan vinadai siruvan siragennum melapin kizh varuvanai Vrindavanathe kandome. So, Krishna sends Uddhava. The moment Uddhava lands in Vrindavanam, the Gopikas threes assume it is Krishna. So, they come running with different sweets. Badam cake pata hai. With all these sweets they come. Krishna, eat this, Krishna, eat that. They didn't give him the chance to say that I am not Krishna, I am Uddhava. So he was drenched in that selfless, unadulterated, uninterrupted love which knew no bounds. Karunya Seema. Uddhava was drenched. They said, Krishna, eat this. They started filling his mouth with all possible sweets. One lady said, see, you have to get, Krishna will always have that medicine. Go get that. I don't know how many of you know there is a typical medicine given on the day of Deepavali. So, that is the medicine given in the early morning, because we may end up consuming a lot of sweets of our house, next house, of Sri Krishna, of Anand. A to B, B to C. So they will give us that medicine. So they gave this medicine to Uddhava. Now Uddhava started shedding tears. Evam bhakti sakala bhuvane nekshita nashrutava. He says, Evam bhakti sakala bhuvane nekshita nashrutava. I have not seen such kind of bhakti. Kim shastra ugaihi kimiha tapasa gopika bhyo namostu. Big namaskaram to the Gopika Stris. Ityanandakulam upagatam gokulat uddhavam tam drishtva hrishto guru purapate pahi mamamayaugat. The bhakti that was displayed by Gopika Stris has no parallel in Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, after this bhakti that Akrura could see, comes a very technical place where Kamsa's wives were the daughters of Jarasandha. Jarasandha belonged to Magadha Desha. See, understanding in Sanatana Dharma, going to the Mula Grantham is very, very important before we raise questions in the social media, Quora.com. Drona cut the finger of Ekalavya. He was against one caste, see caste politics. Immediately there will be one commission in India. Ekalavya, see, if at all caste is an issue, nobody should even read Mahabharatam because it was given by Vyasacharya, the son of Matsyagandhi, a fisherman's daughter. Valmiki was earlier a dacoit. What happens is, Magadha Desham, which is Bihar, that was ruled by Jarasandha. And later Ekalavya is born to as a son of the tribal chief there. Magadha Desham and Hastinapuram did not have a good relationship. And Hastinapuram's princes were trained by Dronacharya. So this boy did two things wrong. He took the intellectual property rights of Dronacharya without his permission. You have IPR problems here, right? You will file a case. Just because you are interested, you cannot say, I took the technology without you knowing. He did that. Second, Dronacharya tried telling him, I cannot teach you because I have been signed up with this Hastinapuram, which is against Magadha. But he didn't listen. That is why in those days, for IPR rights, like how we say penalty, the finger was taken. It was not because he belonged to a different caste or anything like that. That is why understanding is important. We read Quora.com, we'll end up here. Now, Jarasandha's daughters were Kamsa's wives. So they were made widows. So Jarasandha naturally became an enemy to Krishna, Mathura. He started attacking. Many times he attacked. Krishna and Balarama used to chase him away. Why didn't Krishna kill him? You talk Krishna is so great. Because Krishna wanted to give some credit to Bhima. Something he should achieve in his life. So let Bhima kill. So 17 times he attacked. And then the 18th time, the previous night, Krishna thought it is very unsafe for the bhaktas of Mathura to live. So he bought one island. Buying island is a very old phenomenon. So he bought one island close to the Gujarat coast. And in one night it was constructed. See, that is why I said logically it is untenable. One night the entire city was constructed. Beautiful city. There is a verse, Prabhutaratna Dyuti Kesaram Tat Pravala Patraugha Parita Parshvam Sthane Harerishta Tamam Tadasit Sambhuti Rajivam Iva Indirayaha. It looked like the seat of Mahalakshmi. The gem-studded high-rise buildings of Dwaraka were looking like the stamens. The coral reefs that surrounded this beautiful island from the top looked like the petals of a lotus. Prabhuta Ratna Dyuti Kesaram Tat Pravala Patraugha Parita Parshvam. So if Lakshmi rose from her seat of the lotus and then would go hunting, she will mistake Dwaraka to be lotus and would go and sit there. Sambhuti Rajivam Iva Indirayaha. So Krishna, through his Yoga Maya, before the 18th time Yuddham, shifted the entire citizens of Madura to Dwaraka. One night. Next morning they get up in their kitchen, there is no dal and this thing. There is dokla, fafda, khandvi, thepla, chunda, undhiyo. When they opened their mouths to ask in Uttar Pradesh language, it immediately came cho. No, what am I saying? The other person say majama. Suddenly the sari from this side became this side. One night. Now Krishna has to fight Jarasandha. Jarasandha has now made a coalition with the Greek king, Yavana. Yavanas mean Greek. Turushka means people from Turk. Turushka Yavanadibid Jumbamanam Bhayam, says Vedanta Deshika. Yavanas. So Yavana, one of the kings who was like the god of death, Yama, was called Kalayavana. So Kalayavana came to the rescue of Jarasandha to fight Krishna. While Krishna was fighting, suddenly he stopped. Kalayavana asked, in Greek, maybe I don't know how to speak Greek, what is this? Jarasandha, I don't know how he communicated. Maybe dumb charades. He said, I don't know. Krishna got down from the chariot. He started running. If you run from the battlefield, it simply proves that you're a coward. He was a cowherd. Krishna started running. This Kalayavana, Krishna, he started running behind Krishna. As they ran from Uttar Pradesh, they crossed Madhya Pradesh and they came to Gujarat. And after coming to Gujarat, at one place, Krishna ran at a very high pace into the cave of a mountain. रणभूमि को छोड़ के तू जा रहा है, रण छोड़ रहा है. Krishna went, and this Kalayavana came inside. He saw Krishna's Angavastram lying on the floor. Krishna was sleeping. Mannerless person. He has made me run from Uttar Pradesh to Gujarat, and here he is sleeping. He gave one kick to Krishna. Krishna got up. He opened his eyes and burnt him. Was that Krishna? No. That was Muchukunda. Then how did Krishna's Angavastram come? That is a trick. So Krishna put his Angavastram on Muchukunda and went behind one of those stones and stood. Because Muchukunda was the Ikshvakukula king. There was a Varam, since he had fought for the Devas, then by the time he came, it was his 7th generation who was living. So he was told, you will sleep eternally. If somebody wakes you up and you open your eyes, that person will get burnt. Krishna married these two, one boon, and here Kalayavana, and got Kalayavana killed. Muchukunda dasastuti. Manye tvam. See, it would have been a surprise for Muchukunda. Muchukunda did not aim to kill. One person died. How will that situation be? You open your eyes, somebody is dead. Manye tvam deva devanam trayanam purusharishabham yad badhase guhadhvantam pradipaha prabhaya yatha. So, after this comes Rukmini Kalyanam. But I'm not going to do Rukmini Kalyanam now. I told you, no. Still his son, grandson have to get married. Then the grandfather will get married. Now, let us go to Krishna's next marriage. How did this begin?
Krishna is now married to Rukmini. I told you Rukmini Kalyanam. Over. Huh? Over. Then we will go back. It is like movie screenplay. There is one question here. Yastena pakritah purvam sakatham vijaghanatam yedadvistarata shrotum ichhami sakalam guru. The question was very simple in Vishnu Purana. Maitreya asks, tell me about the story about the boy who was once kidnapped and later the one who killed his own kidnapper. This is the question. So Rukmini and Krishna had a son. While he was just less than the age of 10 days, this boy was kidnapped. This boy was taken and put into the seas, the closest part to the seas. Now comes another interesting part. One fish swallowed the boy. The fish was incidentally caught in the net by a fisherman who took to the kitchen, cut open the fish, and he saw the baby still managing to survive. This fisherman had a daughter who was about 4 or 5 years by then. Her name was Mayavati. Mayavati saw this little boy. She fell in love with him. 4 or 5 years older. Did you ask Anjali Tendulkar? You didn't ask. So she falls in love. Now, this boy grows up, she too, and then finally they understand that the one who had kidnapped the boy while he was very young was Shambharasura, and Pradyumna kills Shambharasura. And later he marries Mayavati and comes to the house. Rukmini opens the door. He says, my name is K. Pradyumna. Who is K. Pradyumna? I am your son. Oh, she goes and hugs. Who is this? Your daughter-in-law. You were born just a few years back. That is okay. This is your daughter-in-law. Namamara chastyapi jatharagnih pradipataha. Let's come back to Bharatadesham now. This entire belt that you see, some parts of Iran, some parts of Pakistan, Gujarat, lower parts of Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, upper part of Gujarat, some parts of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. This belt is around the Tropic of Cancer. It is over and up and below the Tropic of Cancer. So there is a good potential for solar energy to be produced there. So this belt is called Shauram, Shaura belt. That is why people at one point in time when they migrated from Gujarat and came down to south, they are still called Shaurashtra. That Ragam is also called Shaurashtram. That is why Surya is venerated in Shaurashtram. Surya Murte Namostute Sundara Chayadhi Pate. There is a great work called as Surya Shatakam. Can anyone tell the author? Very good. Who said that? Super. Huh? Bay Area. Mayura Kavi was the author of Surya Shatakam. Beautiful work. Read that work. People who have eye problems used to read that. Surya Shatakam. There is, of course, a work called as Aditya Hridayam, which comes in Yuddha Kantam of. I have given discourses on Aditya Hridayam. Please listen. It is in Tamil. Learn Tamil. So I have given in Tamil. Now the beauty is, the commentator Govindaraja, who comments on the entire Ramayana, comments on Aditya Hridayam beautifully and states at the end, in the manuscripts that I have seen till now, Aditya Hridayam is not found in Valmiki Ramayanam. But he makes a note. He says, many people around me are reciting, so I am going to comment on it. So originally Valmiki Ramayanam did not have Aditya Hridayam. But it is a beautiful work. In Sri Mahabharatam, we have Yudhishthira and Draupadi doing an Ashtottara Shatanamavali on Surya. It comes in Vanaparva. That is why he comes and gives one Akshaya Patra. People say that was the day of Akshaya Tritiya. So, Surya Deva worship was very prominent in Gujarat. Have you heard of this temple called Modhera? Modhera is a beautiful sun temple. Modhera, Konark, Dev, these are all temples of Surya. So this person who lived in Gujarat, Dwaraka, was called Satrajit. So Satrajit used to venerate Surya Deva. Surya Deva gave him a resplendent gem. He mined in his own land. He got one gem called Syamantakam. So he used to keep this Syamantakam in his puja room and used to do Archana. Syamantaka, Namaha, Syamantaka, Namaha. So if you worship Syamantaka, the next day morning, Bhagavatam tells you will find 6 barrels of gold. Every morning you'll find. Now it so happened that the wealth of one of the citizens of Dwaraka called Satrajit exceeded the government treasury. So immediately the government, with the facsimile of Gujarat government, Dwarakadish, here your regards, Krishna signs below and says, such materials of priceless value should come to the government treasury, give Syamantakam. Satrajit says, I cannot do that. That day he says, I cannot. He comes in a public press meet. I cannot give the Syamantaka to Krishna. Che. He says that day, the next morning, Syamantaka goes missing. And who has stolen? Krishna chor hai. Chor hai. Now Krishna thought, see, in my childhood when I used to steal butter, people used to say, no, you never used to steal, Krishna. Please come and steal in my house. They used to pray. Now when I'm not stealing, people are saying I'm stealing. He said the only way to get rid of this accusation that has been wrongly put on me, it is better that I go find a solution. He goes to the forest, he finds a dead horse. Next to the dead horse is one person who incidentally is Satrajit's younger brother. Then a few meters away from there, he finds a dead lion. So he then understands Satrajit's brother must have taken the priceless gem which on the horse, and from a distance the lion must have mistaken the resplendent gem to be flesh and would have attacked him and the horse, and somebody must have attacked the lion. Then he goes and spots a girl who's playing with the gem. He asks, what's your name? She says, I'm Jambavati. So he says, Jambavati, give this stone to me. Jambavati starts crying, Appa! Then Jambavan comes. Now you may wonder, Jambavan is a bear. Won't his daughter also be bear? So Krishna bear adha maniittu irukar. She would have been a daughter elsewhere. See, like how we adopt animals, animals would also adopt humans. He would have adopted Jambavati. Now he started fighting with Krishna. Then after many days, he realized, oh, the person whom I'm fighting against is the same person who constructed the Setu in my previous years. He says, please forgive me. Krishna, please take my daughter Jambavati along. So with the gem, Krishna got one offer. He got the girl home. Now by the time he came here, Satrajit somehow realized, he got sudden enlightenment. He sat under a Bodhi tree and got one enlightenment. He says, Krishna, I have committed a grave crime by accusing you. So you keep the gem and you also marry my daughter Satyabhama. See, Krishna did not do anything. So he married Satyabhama. Now comes the problem. One day, Adyanavadya charita vrata paranayam tvatsannidhim nidhimivadhihara samihe tvam swam manorathamivata sabhajayami pativratir jagati yena sabhajayami. This is from a Champu kavyam called Parijata Harada Champu. So Rukmini Devi, her room was 301. She was observing a vratam called, some great vratam, Suvasanyarchana Prita. So she is doing some puja. That day Krishna came incidentally to Rukmini's Antappuram. But that time when Krishna was talking to Rukmini, the Rakshaka came and said, Narad has come. So he said, allow Narad. Narad came. And Narada was given seat. And Rukmini said, what will you like to have? Masala chai. So she gave all that. Now, Narada said, see, Krishna, I have a beautiful flower. Can you see? Rukmini said, I could smell it from a distance. Yes, that is the speciality of this flower. I went to Indralokam and Indra gave this flower. I thought, what will I do with the flower? I thought I will give it to Krishna. And I'm sure Krishna will give it to the person whom he loves the most. Huh? Now Krishna could not have kept the flower to himself. Then Rukmini will ask, whom do you love? So he said, Rukku. This is where the problem could have ended. But it doesn't end there. Now Narada goes to 302. Knock, knock, knock. Satyabhama opens. Narad, please come. Aaiye Maharishi, baithiye, virajiye, tashrif rakhiye. What brought you here, Naradaji? See, I was quite upset, Satya. I went to Rukmini's Anthapuram. Krishna was there. I told, please give this flower to the person whom you love the most. And I thought he will give it to you. I was shocked, shell-shocked. He gave it to Rukmini. She said, I don't need the flower. I need the tree. Tadiha yadikam sachit parijata drumakshmaha. That time, incidentally, Indra came. He said, see, my mother, Aditi, she takes head bath once a week. Now, if you take oil bath, the oil may get into the crevices of the blue jacket diamond studs. So she removed that. And by the time she took bath and came, studs were missing in Amravati. How will Naidu feel? Huh? So studs were missing. Varuna's Chatram was missing. Maniparvata's, all these kind of petty thefts started happening. So they all checked through CCTV footage. It was one person called Naraka. Naraka had taken away all these things. He was a rich man. Yet he did all these petty things. Where did he live? This place in Bhagavatam is called Pragyjotishapuram. Some scholars opine Pragyjotishapuram is the current day Assam. But some scholars opine Pragjyotisha essentially doesn't mean the city. It means the place where volcanoes keep erupting, giving that light. Pragjyotisha. So such active volcanoes, some of them are found in certain places of Thailand. East, far east. Hence, if you find the maps around the 1600s and 1700s, Thailand will be called by a name. In those maps, it will be called Dwaravati. So Krishna took off. He had to take off. He said, don't worry, Indra, I will come and help you with all these lost materials. He called Garuda, and Garuda said, see, I need somebody to direct me. I don't know the directions. His driver had taken some casual leave. So immediately he said, who can come with me? Satyabhama said, I have a license. I will come. So Satyabhama was taken along. Now the beauty, Vedanta Deshika gives a very beautiful description here. Yatha swam nagaradware yadava danavaschatam tarasvi garuda rudham satyamaikshanta takshanam. When Krishna sat along with Satyabhama on Garuda and the Garuda took off from Dwaraka, Gujarat, it has to arrive in Pragjyotishapuram. So people are going to see Garuda take off and Garuda land. So Vedanta Deshika says the people who saw Garuda take off in Gujarat and the people who saw Garuda land in Pragjyotishapuram saw at the same time. You know what is the implication of this poetic beauty? It means he flew so fast. So, Tarasvi Garudarudham Satyamaikvakshanta Takshanam. So they reached Pragjyotishapuram and he fought with Naraka and Naraka was killed. Simple. Let me not get into the details how they fought. First Astram. You know, in those Telugu movies, half an hour will go, the person will come to the battlefield and he'll start singing. Ravana, oh Ravana, meeku inda kavala, Manini Mandira, Bhakta Mandara. You do Neravel and all on battlefield. Trailokya sammohanakara premavatara Jagannatha. And the distance between the two people will be only 4 feet. The arrow will go for 10 minutes. So finally, now many women he had, we call it trafficking in modern days. He had brought many women from villages and put them into jails. Those women had turned very old. That is when they requested Krishna, you have released us, we have no source of income. Nobody will even recognize us. So in those days, I'm not saying this is right in the current day context. In those days, the only way probably was to help the women get a certain identity by bringing them as wives and giving them apartments. It was not any kind of relationship. It was just to ensure. But again, we may have a volley of questions. Was it right? He could have just given one green card and given them national security, Obamacare. All this was not there. What to do? So he gave. Now, after having come, he gives back all those studs. Aditi is waiting for those studs. It was given by her grandmother. So Krishna goes and gives all those lost materials, and he tells Indra, thank you. Indra, my wife wishes to see your backyard. Okay, please, Shachi, please show her around. So Shachi shows her around. She takes to the backyard and she says, this is Parijata Vriksham. Can you please give me one flower? Poor Satyabhama. No, I'm very sorry. I just can't do that. Garuda got angry. My Lord has worked so much for you, you ungrateful person. And he picks the entire tree. Ennadan devikku innappu iyadal tannadan kaanave tanpu marathinai, says Periyalvar. Ennadan devikku innappu iyadal tannadan kaanave tanpu marathinai. So this entire was taken with little soil, because the tree has to get adjusted to the soil. It was taken and planted in the backyard of 302. But all the flowers came to 301. Like how, I have to give an example. Like how, see, here I don't know, here you're all very good people. In Bangalore, in my community, we have very good astikas. Morning 5 o'clock, they'll go for a walk. They'll take one bag and take the flowers from other houses. Then they'll come home and do Archana. Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Samipa Griha Pushpe Namaha. Now this was that. Now let's go to Krishna's grandson now. You're going one level after one generation. One pidi, next pidi, third pidi. Now in this, there was an asura called Vanasura. Vanasura was a great bhakta of Shiva. Whenever Shiva used to dance, he used to call, Ban, come. He will play the mridangam and Shiva used to dance. Vanasura, but his activities to the society was not great. He was a good devotee of Shiva, that's all. He had a very disciplined, seasoned, civilized daughter, unlike him. Her name was Usha. Very style name, Usha. Usha started praying to Devi, Gauri. And she said, see, I want to get relief from my father's house. I have to marry someone. Please tell me whom I can marry. Parvati said, Tatassa sakala chittagnya gauri tamaha bhaminim alat martyartata pena bharta tvamapi ramsyase. You have done so much of vratam to me, Usha. Don't worry, Usha. You shall see that person whom you are going to spend your rest of your life with in your dream. It's called Swapna Shastra. Usha waited for that night. One night she saw one handsome man. See, generally Swapna Shastram has one flaw. If you dream, while you're dreaming, you won't know it is the dream. When you wake up only, you will know what you have seen is actually a dream. But the dream won't stay in your memory. You notice that? Whereas there are only 2-3 people who have managed to speak about their dream. Bharata, In KK Desham, he tells my father falls into a pit of dung. I need to go back to Ayodhya now. Parijata saw a dream in Sundarakandam. She tells, don't do any harm to Sita. I saw this lady with Rama draped in white with a jari seated on a golden throne and walking to the rays of the northern horizon. Do not harm her, she tells. So there's another dream. There is another dream from Srivilliputturu. Andal, little girl, dreamt. She said, Varnamayiram Shuravalam Shaidu Naranan Nambi Nadakindranil Jedir Purana Purkudam Vaitu Puramengum Toranam Natakana Kande Torina. Generally, if it is sung, you will have a. So, you will have lot of emotion if they sing. But in our Vaishnava marriages, if you have visited a Sri Vaishnava marriage, towards the end of it, we will roll Tenga. Our Vadyar Swami may not know the melody. Varnamayiram Suravalam Jaida Naranambi Nadakinanadir Purana Purkudam Vaitu Puramengum Toranam Natakana Kande Torina Nindiran Munnita Devar Kudamella Mandirundu Yemme Magal Peshi Mandiratu Mandira Kodi Pudutti Vanamalai Andari Shutakana Kanden Torina. Beautifully Andal describes. So that is another dream. There is some work in Sanskrit, a beautiful work based on dream. Can anyone say? Try. Very good. Swapna Vasavadattam. So we have so much on Swapna. Now she tells, our Usha tells, I saw a handsome man. Very, very nice. Very handsome. Now she can't tell her father. She has to get released from the father's jail. So she had a friend called Chitralekha. Chitralekha had done her master's in forensic. So if you give all the body identifications, she will draw in some software, Picasa, or where she will draw. She printed that based on whatever identification details she had given, and then they went to the archives, their library. There they took Yadukulam registry. First came Vasudeva, Anaka Dundubi. Not him. Next came Krishna, Vasudeva. Oh, he's too handsome. I don't think the person whom I saw is this handsome. PTO. You know PTO? Next, he saw Pradyumna. Kind of, yeah, but still slightly not this handsome. Next, PTO, Aniruddha. Same man. Aniruddha. He recently came, right? Avardane beeper. Beeper. So, Aniruddha. Now, Usha asked, how will you bring Aniruddha from Dwaraka? Chitralekha said, I'm also adept at kidnapping. Masters in that also. So, she abducted Aniruddha with his bed. So, Aniruddha did not realize. He kept that single bed next to Usha's bed. While they rolled, they opened their eyes and saw Kuch. Now, the problem begins here. The soldiers saw these two people and complained to Bana, and Bana said, arrest Aniruddha. But Usha said, if you're going to arrest him, arrest me also. Mujhe bhi jaane dijiye. So they put both in the jail. Next day, Times of Dwaraka newspaper. Krishna's grandson arrested on charges. Krishna saw, what charge? This is not a mistake, Krishna says. This is not a mistake. He has chosen his counterpart. How? He has done what his grandfather has done. So immediately he took the entire army battalion there. And there was a Yuddham. Kartigayanum, Karimugattanum, Voda tells Bhagavad Ramanuja. Everybody ran from the field. Krishna fought, released his grandson, grandson's wife, and brought them back to Dwaraka. That night they gave one small reception. Now Rukmini goes and she introduces, "Hello Usha, I am your mother-in-law's. My name is..." Mother-in-law's mother-in-law. So, I am Rukmini Krishna's wife. Usha says, "Oh, you're Krishna's wife. Actually when the Rajikulam registry was taken out, I fell in love with Krishna." She skipped a breath. Huh? But then because Parvati Devi had said, "I married Krishna's grandson," Rukmini went immediately. She said, "Krishna, come here." She painted his mustache white. You're not getting old at all. People are thinking you're still young. Get old, Parthasarathi, Pachu. Now, next comes another upakhyanam called Kuchelopakhyanam. Krishnasya asit sakha kaschid brahmano brahmavittamah virikta indriyartheshu prashantatma jitendriyah yadrichayopapannena vartamano grihashrami tasya bharya kuchailasya kshukshama tattathavida. There was this childhood friend to Krishna called, some say he was Sudama. We don't have this name mentioned here. It is said he studied with Krishna in Sandipani's ashramam. How many days? They lived only for 64 days there. And then this, from Sandipani ashramam in Indore, Sudama went to his own hometown, which is Porbandar today. Sudama went there. Sudama married one lady called, we don't know the name. I've taken yatris to Navadwaraka. So there the locals say the wife of Sudama was Sushila. See, as much as we believe Ramayanam and Mahabharatam, which is documented, we should also take into account the Karna Parampara. That is very important in Bharata Desha, because every detail Vyasa and Valmiki will not mention. See, there is no mention of whether Rama brushed or not. Oh, Valmiki has not mentioned, so Rama did not brush. We should not assume, because certain things come through Karna Parampara. So his wife is called Sushila. Now the point is, Sushila and Kuchela had close to 27 children. No source of income. Whenever children used to ask, "Make kheer for me, payasam for me," Kuchela used to give an answer. "Rama nama payasake, Krishna nama vayasakare, Vithala nama tuppava." Use the ghee, use all these are the namas. How long can you keep duping the children this way? That is when the wife said, "Sakshat Shriyaf Patihi Nanu Brahman Bhagavataha Sakha Sakshat Shriyaf Patihi." Your friend is the World Bank, Shriyaf Pati. Go and ask him for help. Kuchela said, "See, I don't know how to ask. He should take training from us. We will have a list when we go to the temple. Right? Ask." He was called Kuchela, is what some of the granthas state. Here the word is Kuchailasya Kshutshama. It is only an adjective. It is not a name, but we call him Kuchela. Chela is Vastram. Kuchela, Ku in Sanskritam is a prefix. When it is not great. When something is not great, you use the prefix Ku. Janma is Ja. So the son of Bhumi, at one point in time, he is regarded as a son of Bhumi. He didn't have a very auspicious process of birthing. In the sense, his birth is not deemed very auspicious. So he is called Kuja. Angaraka, Mars, is called Kuja. Ravi, Shashi, Kuja, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shanaishchar. He is the son of earth. Mangalavaram, Bhumi, Kumaram, Varam, Varam. Angarakam So, Kuja, Kumuda, Kutapa. When you do Tarpanam, you should always do the Tarpanam during Kutapa Kalam. Ku is Bhumi. Tapa Kalam when it gets heated. What to do if you're in Norway? It will never get heated. But you have to still do. Now, Ku. So, Kuchela means a person who didn't have proper clothing. What is proper clothing? Till we were all experts in embroidery and stitching, Bharata Desham, there was a belief that the man and the woman should always wear one strand of long cloth. If it is even dhoti, the long strand will be taken, cut at a portion. The small part will become the Angavastram. The remaining will become the Kacham. Similarly for the woman. So bringing two different pieces of cloth and stitching and putting them on was deemed as a sign of poverty. Today is this designer. You bring one small kalamkari, border of paithani, small upper parts of ikat, sambalpuri ikat. And show sir, ida patti or lecture kudu sir. Why do we need this Paramatma, Jivatma? Ya chayitva chaturo mushtin. See, honestly, I'll tell you, if I were given an opportunity, I'll give small lecture demonstrations with illustrations as to how textiles in India have come for generations. I don't know how many of you have learnt of a place called Rani Ki Vav. Rani Ki Vav, you know? Where is it? 100 rupee note. In India, 100 rupee note, it is there. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Built during the Chaulukya dynasty. Chalukyas, Karnataka. This is Chaulukya in Gujarat. It was built closer to a place called Patan in Gujarat, northern part. So it's a stepwell, one of the world's beautiful stepwells that you see there. And this stepwell was constructed by a lady called Udayamati as a gift to her husband Bhima the First. She wanted to gift her husband. So she commissioned this. Beautiful. There if you go, why I'm telling you is go to Rani Ki Vav. I don't know how many days of leave you've got. Visit some nice architectural places. Don't keep going to Usman Road itself. Go to the Rani Ki Vav. Along the walls of Rani Ki Vav, you will find beautiful patterns. This is of the 11th century. I'm telling 950 years back. This is called Patola today. So if you see in Patola, you get all these prints. If you go to the 16th century temple, very close to Bangalore, but in Andhra, it's called Lepakshi. Commissioned during the Vijayanagara dynasty. There you will find beautiful motifs along the pillars. It is called Lepakshi print today. So architecture used to inspire our textiles. This requires a special lecture. How each architecture comes into that particular place. For example, you have this Dharasuram. Dharasuram is similar to Kanchi, but it won't have starch. There is another place very close to Dharasuram. It is called Tribhuvanam. Around Kanchi also you will find materials. You will find a place called Arani. Around Nrisimha Kshetram, Mangalagiri and Venkatagiri, these are all very fine prints. So all this is related to architecture. You need to understand how textiles have traveled. Okay, now let me get back to this. Now he had to start. Kuchela. Now Kuchela said, I should take something for Krishna. So she said, I will borrow some aval. What is aval called? Puffed rice? Poha. Poha and what rice? Flattened rice. Flattened rice. The world is flat, you know. The great statement pre-globalization times. So flattened rice he took. Mushti. Handfuls, fistfuls, 4. And put that in his Angavastram and went. He walked along the coast of Porbandar, Gujarat, and then had to reach the island through a boat. And he went there. He walked, so his body was smeared with the dust, the fine dust. He went there. The Rakshakas asked, who are you? I'm Krishna's friend. Krishna's friend. Look at her, Krishna. He's so handsome. He has the best of brands. You have seen Rukmini Devi, Louis Vuitton? Huh? What are you coming with? Some dhoti. Huh? Not even Ramraj. Huh? So that is when he said, you please go and inform Krishna that Kuchela has come. The moment these Rakshakas inform, Krishna runs the stairs, comes outside and embraces Kuchela. Kuchela, come. And he takes him. First he says, Kuchela, nothing doing, you should eat first. So all savories, Gujarat has some of the best on earth. So he is given everything. And he's good sleep. AC is switched on, good sleep. Then he comes. Krishna says, I need to look at your feet. What is that? Pedicure? Pedicure, right? I'll do pedicure for you. Show your feet. He did that pedicure. He cleaned the feet very well and said, Krishna, Kuchela, what have you brought for me? Kuchela was very shy. He said, I don't think, no, surely Sushila ji would have sent something. Bhabhi would have sent something. Dikhaiye to. So that is when Rukmini, she says, yes, I see some pouch in his Angavastram. He opened, there was flattened rice. Krishna said, Dokla is not good. I like only flattened rice. He took that little with jaggery, put that in. Very tasty. He put. Kuchela was feeling a bit embarrassed. He said, no. Why is this man having flattened rice? Krishna, enough, Krishna. No. By the time Krishna took the next fistful, Rukmini came. She stopped. Krishna, enough. We have to go for medical checkup. Don't. HbA1c, then it will show high. Don't. Kuchela was a bit shy. He said, okay, Krishna, I take. He didn't even ask. See, that's the beauty. He didn't even ask. Trapajushosma pruthukam data pragrihya mushtau sakridashite tvaya kritam nanviyate eti sambrama dramat kilopetya karam rurodhate. He left. He now reaches Porbandar, same street. He knows his way. There he sees one lady standing outside the house. Very beautiful sari. Rettapet, Rettapet, mountain border. It is Rudraksham border. In that there is Rettapete. In that there is double color. Double color, Mantulir. Beautiful color. Nice combination. Double side. Nice pallu. Everything. She's standing. Madam, my house used to be there. Here. My wife was Sushila. Have you seen? Nanna Sushila. Endi munnadi nanna deepu sumaraitiye. Now how was she looking? She was looking like the bride and the groom when they go to the parlor before the marriage and come back. Because I give lectures, right, in marriages, they will generally, the boy side and the girl side will plan morning vratam this time, then there is nishchitartham, evening reception, middle there is 1 hour gap. How should we engage our audience? Call Dushyanth, keep talking. Patient here, then they'll call me. I would have seen the boy and the girl in the morning. They would look very, very pretty. They say, right, Kalyana Lakshanam they will have. Then they will go for 3 hours of some makeup. Bridal makeup, they will come. You pav. So Sushila was standing like that. Sushila, what happened? Then those children came with Naidu Hall clothes. Then he asked, what has happened to our house? She said, Swami, I was cooking. I was sweating profusely with the logs of wood, and then I had to boil the rice, at about 12:45 in the afternoon. Kuchela, that turned into Instapot. Kuchela remembered it was the same 12:45 Krishna had the first fistful of his rice, that flattened rice. Now let's go back there. Why did Rukmini stop? Because she knew that as Krishna was consuming, these changes were happening, drastic changes, elevating Kuchela from his destitution, perennial destitution, to prosperity. Literally rags to riches. So she knew this transition and transformation was happening. So she stopped the Lord from consuming the second, because she thought if he would consume the second, we may have to end up doing their dishes. No, that was not the point. If you give more than what is required, the devotee will forget you. Kshudra Narendra Chatu Rachana Dhanyanna Manyamahe. Vedanta Deshika, a prolific poet who lived in Kanchipuram, was called by Vidyaranya in the 13th century to come to Vijayanagara. He said, Vedanta Deshika, we need an intellectual such as you. We'll give you good perks, accommodation, HRA, transport, LTA, everything we'll give. Vedanta Deshika said, I will not come. Elevate yourself. Vidyaranya said, Vedanta Deshika said, Mushti Kuchela Munaye Dattesma Vitteshatam. If I get employed by the king, I will get good riches, but every day I have to sing praises about the king. They were called Vaitalikas in those days. Kings, they had a royal life. Every morning, bards had to come. Uttishto, Uttishta. Then they have to sing the name of that king. Oh, king, get up. The one who has protected the entire world, he would not have protected even the village. But you have to sing praises. That is why Vedanta Deshika said, Chatu Rachana Dhanyanna Manyamahe. This is Kuchelopakya. How the Lord, even without the devotee asking, helps him. That is where Sanatana Dharma believes. There is no harm in a devotee approaching the Lord and saying, please give this. There is nothing wrong, because if we treat God as our parents, children can ask. But Sanatana Dharma also says, the one who has created you and me will know what is required for us. So the highest form of devotion is to not ask anything. But we can't be like that. Every day we have to see the zodiac thing. Kumbharashi, do this. Kanya Rashi, do this. Rishabha Rashi, go on the bull. Vrichika Rashi, get bitten by a scorpion in Phoenix. Something. So we have to see, we have to go behind grahas. Right? If I tell about this, then some certain astrologers write mails to me. How dare you talk about our profession? This is where they are mistaken. Jyotishya Shastram is true. But you should not keep looking at your horoscope and predictions day in and day out. That's the nastiest thing that you can do to Sanatana Dharma. Your karma, you have to suffer until you realize the statement that only through suffering you can wash away your karmas. You have not even touched the B of Bhagavad Gita. We all keep trying to see where we can, slightly go left side, right side. Somehow we want to escape trouble. If Adi Shankara could have done that, he would have lived 100 years. Why did he die at 32? They could have done, but they knew this is karma. Unless you accept karma in its totality, you will keep asking this question, why me, why not me, why not him, why not her? As Bhagavatam we listen, Ramayanam we listen, we should elevate ourselves. We should go. Always, why me, doing this prize chittam, that prize chittam, blue blouse piece, red blouse piece will not help. Of course, do dhanam. Of course, do charity. Help people. Nobody stops you. But don't keep doing it because it is a prayaschitta. That is wrong. Then what have we understood of Bhagavatam? What is the use of me speaking Bhagavatam and you listening to Bhagavatam? We are spending so many hours. After this, we again do prayaschitta. I have to do Go Puja. Why? Because Go has to be worshipped. There it ends. If I do Go Puja, in my Jatakam, there is Sashtashtakam. So, Guru Dosha Nivritti will happen. Why? Don't do it for a purpose. Then you are not studied Bhagavatam. Now, even without asking, Kuchela was helped. Now, somebody is going to ask. Let's go to that Charitram. After the Mahabharata Yuddham was over, Arjuna comes. He meets Krishna. Krishna is his friend. So both of them are sitting on a jhula. They're having some savories. That time they hear the wail of a crying Brahmana who said, even this child is missing. Arjuna says, you keep talking about Gujarat model. Children are dying. Krishna said, do not interfere in our internal matters. I know how to manage my place. But Arjuna has to do something. You don't have to talk, Krishna. I shall give protection to that Brahmana. He rushes to the Brahmana and asks, what happened? The Brahmana says, every child that is born dies. Do not worry. The next child that you and your wife should eventually produce, I shall vow to protect that child. This Brahmana did that religiously. Next year, a child was to be born. So, next year, while the child was about to be born, Arjuna went and shot different astrams to give a protection to the newborn child. It's like the protective charm he gave. Now the child was born. It started crying. The moment the child cried, Arjuna gave a sarcastic grin ear to ear at Krishna. He turned this side, the child went missing. Will the Brahmana leave? He is our leader. So immediately kerosene was brought from the ration. It was poured on Arjuna. Fire was to be lit. Krishna came and said, stop. Will I let you die, Arjuna? That is why I said, do not commit unless you're sure about it. It is a message to the parents also. Don't commit unnecessarily to your children. Don't commit. You know, Dasharatha was a king who used to make promise in haste and repent in leisure. Now, Krishna said, do not worry. He made Arjuna sit in his chariot. And the Brahmana took him. Now again, something which is logically untenable. The chariot went upwards. Sir, like a rocket it propelled? Yes. How? That I don't know. Whenever you go to Vaikuntham, you ask Krishna. So it defies science. It defies every single rule of our physics that we have read. It went. And then as it kept going, they went to Karya Vaikuntham. I told you about Vaikuntham 2.0, remember? You should come all the days, that is why. So as they went into Vaikuntham, the Brahmana was surprised. He has never seen such a place. Arjuna was all the more surprised. Krishna, where have we come? Krishna said, I'll take you. He went into the Mantapam called Gayatri Mantapam. That is where the description what Shuka Brahmam gives is, there was a beautiful Dharma Pitam, Kurmasanam, over which there was Sahasrara Padmam, Kurmadin, Divyalokam, Tadumanimayam, Mantapam, Tatrasesham, Tasmin, Dharmadi Pitam, Taduparikamalam, Chamaram, Grahinischa. There was 1,000-hooded white Adisesha, Vellai, Anai Mevi, tells Kulashekara, white color Adisesha. Krishna is dark, contrast. So the Lord with one leg folded, the other leg extended, Shri Devi Bhumi Neela Devi Sameta Bhagavan was giving Sada Pashyanti Surayaha. There was Devaganam. Arjuna did not know, where have we come, Krishna? I see somebody like you. Krishna said, that is me. Arjuna fell at the feet of the Lord. That is when all the lost children of the Brahmanas were, Bhagavatam says, were playing on the lap of Shri Devi. Now Brahmana said, they all some resemble me and my wife. They are all your children. Take them all. Suddenly he got so many. He didn't expect. Where will I put them to? What is the magnet school, sir? Where will I put them? He brought all those children. That is when there is a belief in the Sthala Puranam that the Lord gave a beautiful Divyamangala Vigraham of himself to the Brahmana. Along with the children, this Vigraham was also given. And it is believed in the Sthala Purana that Vigraham was later passed on to generation one after the other of the Brahmana, and that came to a kshetram in Kerala called Tripunithura, south of Ernakulam. So it is believed that the priest, official priest of the temple today, comes from the Brahmana Vamsham. Beautiful Lord. If you go to, anybody has seen Tripunithura? The Lord is called Purnatrayeshan. Beautiful. I had promised one Malayalam song. Alle. You are our number group. Vanchi illiya avar. Vanchi Shuran. Trivandrum illiya avar. Because I'll generally check if people of that language are there. Then I won't sing. Hindi தெரியாத இடத்துல தான் ஹிந்தி பேசுவேன். மின்னும் பல தர ரத்னங்கள் சேர்த்துள்ள பொன்னும் கிரீட்டமும் பாலதேஷே நன்னாய் அலங்கரிச்சிடும் திலகவும் பூர்ணத்ர ஈஸ்வர கணங்கிணம் மல்லிகாவானண்டே கைத்தல மெரின வில்லிலக கபிலல்லலேகும் ചില്ലി നഗകളും നാസിക ഭംഗിയും പൂർണത്ര ഈശ്വര കണങ്ങിണം. Beautiful Lord. Now this charitram is called Santana Gopalam in Kerala, in Kathakali, and there is another particular dance in Guruvayur. Please note these details. It is called Krishnattam Kali. It is done every night. You should see how Santana Gopalam is performed. Beautiful tradition we have. This is called Santana Gopala Charitram. Now, after this, Krishna thought, it is high time that I am told my marriage about Rukmini is told to the residents, Astikas of Bay Area. They are waiting for the prasadam. Shikhandakam nishpratimam shrutinam. You have to go a few years before now. Shikhandakam nishpratimam shrutinam shringara lilopama. Konyon feedback aitha mudiyuma. Vishwakrityam adhiyate tvan mithunam swabhava anyonya jivadum ananya bhogyam. So how was Rukmini? Very, very pretty. See, the way they describe Devis in literature, you should see. Shringara lilopama vishwakrityam adhiyate tan mithunam swabhava. Every part. It's called Samudrika Lakshana Shastram. You have to describe every part for the man and the woman and say how beautiful they are. Generally people think, have you heard of Thiruvalluvar? You have seen him in our buses? He will have a huge beard. There is always a debate about Thiruvalluvar. Thiruvalluvar, in his 1330 couplets, they are called Kurals, Kural Nadai. In Kural Nadai, in Kural meter, in Tamil he has given beautiful sayings. But people assume it is only about ethics. No, he talks about Kama Shastram. Arathupal, Porutpal, Kamapal. There he mentions a beautiful anecdote. One lady, one man, was walking with his friend by St. Mary's Road in Mylapore. If you are from Bangalore, think Sampi Gate Road. If you are from Mumbai, think Western Express. If you are here, you think of your freeway. Nobody walks on the freeway. That is a problem. Okay. There somebody was walking by St. Mary's Road with his friend. Outside the house of a certain individual whom this person knew very well, there were arrangements being made to shift a dead body. He asked, "Sir, what happened? Who's dead?" That person said, "Sir, the 16-year young girl in this house is dead. Sir, I saw her today morning. I saw her walk by Natation Park. She was good. What happened to her all of a sudden?" The person inside the house says, "No, sir, she was good. She had no complaints. Along with her friend, she went to the close by garden. She wanted to adorn her hair tresses with a beautiful flower called the Anichappu. She plucked the flower, the calyx, with the corolla, with the stamen. Because she plucked the flower with the stamen and placed it on her hair tresses, unable to withstand and bear the weight of the stamen, her hip broke and she died. What is the message of this? For the man and the woman, the hip should be that thin. Your hip should not even take the weight of a stamen. If you keep one car also, I can take. That is why I cover. So every angam, Vedalavale vihitasthithim tam ramya pratanamiva ratnavallim stanadi lakshya stabakadi chinhair avishkritam yauvanamavivesha. How were her eyebrows? There is one. Tarunya nadyastuvanichi kalpe tadbhuta sharnganida nadadrishye. Wow, what verses our kavis have given. See, the eyebrow. How does the eyebrow should look? So technically for the man and the woman, Lakshana Shastram tells, between the eyebrows, there should be growth of hair. You have seen some of them, they will have hair growth here. As per Lakshana Shastram, for the man and the woman, there should be hair here. Thin hair. It should look as if it's a connector between these two brows. So your one brow goes like this, it bends, and again it goes up. That is why it looks like a bow. Villai Otta Puruvattal. So they say it should be like a bow. Where will the arrow come? So when the eye, see, I am not a dancer, I don't have such big eyes. They are planning to give me citizenship in China, but still, there are great dancers in your own family, you can check their eyes. When your eye in Abhinayam, you'll have to shift your eye from eyeball from this side to that side, right? So if the brow is the bow, the eye shoots the arrow. மதுரையில் பறந்த மீன் கொடியை உன் கண்களில் கண்டேனே போரில் புதுமைகள் புரிந்த சேரன் வில்லை புருவத்தில் கண்டேனே. We had great poets. His name was Kannadasan. No, this is not Kannadasan, the Valiye thing. அவர் மாமா எழுதுவார். So, now Rukmini, whom am I describing about? Rukmini grew up as the daughter of Bhishmaka, great king, powerless king. Enga Manmohan Mari. So this Bhishmaka ruled Vidarbha. Vidarbha, many people opine it is current day Nagpur. Some of them say it is Assam, but in my opinion it is Nagpur, because the Sanskritam spoken in Nagpur in those days, Vidarbha region, was called Vaidarbhi, purest form of Sanskrit. Maharashtra, they used to speak purest form of Sanskritam, 916. Sanskritam in Vidarbha, it was called Vaidarbhi. So Bhishmaka had many sons, Rukmi, Rukmamali, Rukmangada, and so on, all useless. One girl called Rukmini. This Rukmi, let's talk about the eldest brother. Rukmi, he joined one Gymkhana club. I don't know what you call it here. Gymkhana lanjala matal. It is called gym. Okay. In Bombay, it used to be called Gymkhana. So he joined one Gymkhana, new member. Existing members. So there were 2-3 other existing members. Then he wants to befriend people. So he wants to make friends with people. So he went and sat on a table. 2 of them were playing carom. One was Jarasandha. So Jarasandha, he used to die, no, Bhima. I told you that is why a few years before we have gone. My call home. We have gone before. Now, Jarasandha's closest friend was Shishupala. Both rowdies. Birds of the same feather flock together. They will check who has maximum FIRs. And they will become friends. So Jarasandha and Shishupala were friends. Shishupala remained unmarried for a very long time. Looking at his demeanor, nobody wanted to get their daughter married off to him. He used to keep lamenting too. Jarasandha, I am not yet married, I am not yet married. Suddenly, this Rukmi came. Rukmi said, hello, I am Rukmi, I am B. Rukmi, Bhishmaka's son Rukmi, I am from Nagpur. Kai jhala? With Sabudana Kichadi and Puran Poli, he came. He shook hands. That is when Jarasandha said, Rukmi, I believe you have a sister. Yes, Rukmini. Rukmini, her name is Rukmini. Get her married to Shishupal. Sir, I don't know much about him. Even I don't know, but he's a... You get him married. So, see how these arrangements were. They didn't even seek the permission of the girl. In those days, the girl had the right to choose. It was a big insult to the other men. Imagine you go to a Swayamvaram. 10 men will be standing. Suresh, Kuttish, Satish, Rajesh, Suresh. The girl will come with a mala. She will put around somebody, Rajesh. The other men, they will go sad. Then outside press will be waiting. Pocha inda dravega. So this girl had to be asked, will you marry Shishupala? She didn't. That afternoon, the Sairandrika Stris came, hairdressers. They said, Rukmini, congratulations. They said, why? Why are you congratulating me? No, you're getting married to Shishupal. Didn't you see Menaka? Menaka cards. Didn't you see Menaka? You're getting married to Shishupal. B. Rukmini. She says B. Rukmini weds. C. Shishupal. Who is this Shishupal? She goes and Googles all cases against him. She was worried. But she couldn't speak. Rukmini said, get ready, Rukmini. Rukmini thought, how will I get? Evening there was Janavasam. I spoke about Janavasam that day, you remember? So they will make the boy and the girl sit in that car. In between them, they'll keep somebody's child. And slowly they'll take the car in outer ring road of Bangalore. Because in Bangalore outer ring road, the car has to go slowly. Nitya Janavasam. But your country is no different. I went to LA first. First I began my discourse at LA. I didn't lose the touch of Bangalore at all. So, the car is going slowly. Remember, Rukmini had her Janavasam and Nishchatartham with Shishupala. Andal tells, Kannalang godittu kannidannai kaipidippan tinandirunda Shishupalantan tesharindu annarndirunkave aangavalai kaipiditta kanalan penumur arangame. All, even those bags, see Shishupala, weds B. Rukmini, those savory sweets will be return gifts. All of that with Shishupala. Outside, Thoranam, everything, event management people, everybody, they were all having walkie-talkies. Shishupala's ready? Yes, Shishupala's ready. Shishupala's ready. Everything. That time after this Janavasam, Rukmini thought it is high time I send an SOS to Krishna. How? Mayday, yeah? So she had to send that Mayday message to Dwaraka. She called one Brahmana. Mama, come here. Mama, come here. Take this letter. Don't shout, talk softly. I've kept the chariot ready. Immediately start to Dwaraka. In Dwaraka, Krishna said, don't talk. You start, the charioteer knows the details, he will take you there, give this letter to him. Ramana did not know the details of the letter. He takes that letter. He is welcomed by the Rakshakas of Dwaraka because they see the emblem of Bhishmaka, Vidarbha Desha, they welcome him. It was customary in those days, if you come from the other region, you get a good welcome. This Brahmana goes to the apartment of Krishna and says, Krishna asks, what brought you here? Where have you come from? I have come from Rukmini. Yeah, I think she is the daughter of Bhishmaka. Yes, she has sent you this letter. Oh, she sent a letter to me. Can you read it out? Brahmana did not know the contents of the letter. He did not even know the tone and tenor of how he should be reading. He opened the letter. The first word itself, when he started Shrutva, Krishna understood this is a love letter. You give it to me. Rukmini tells, see, this is the best letter I have ever read. 7 verses. The essence of Krishna Bhakti is present here. She tells, Krishna, people have spoken a lot of things about you. There are many, many people who live as contemporaries in my times who have seen you. They have fell in love after seeing with you. Atini rupama sundara kara. You're so handsome, people say. You won all the contests, Mr. World, Mr. Asia, Mr. Universe, Mr. Solar System. You won everything. People have seen you. I haven't. Even without seeing you, I have fallen in love with you. Shrutva gunan. Shrutva gunan. Krishna then says, you say you have heard of my gunas, my qualities. I have none. I steal, I lie. Rukmini tells, you are very weak in Sanskritam, Krishna. Shrutva agunan bhuvana sundara shrinvatante. Even if our talaiva smokes, people love him. Shrutva agunan bhuvana, he's an Agnihotri. Shrutva agunan bhuvana sundara shrinvatante nirvishya karna vivaraihi haratonga tapam. I checked my temperature, it is 102. Tapam rupam drisham drishimatam akhilarthalabham tvai achyuta. You're called as Achyuta, the one who doesn't betray his devotees. Please do not betray me. Tvai achyuta vishati chittama patrapam me Katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidya vayo dravina dhama bhiratma tulyam dhira patim kulavatina vrinita kanya kalendra simha naraloka manobhiramam. You're called as the lion amongst men. But I do not call you as a lion amongst men because you are the man lion called Nrisimha. When that boy, out of sheer devotion and confidence in you, said that you are pervasive and you have pervaded every blade of grass and every pillar, to exemplify his words, you emerge from the pillar. Can't you emerge from the letter that I am writing today? Katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidya vayo dravina dhama bhiratma tulyam dhira patim kulavatina vrinita kanya kalendra simha naraloka manobhi ramam tanme bhavan khalu vritaf patiranga jayat atmarpitascha bhavatotra vibho videhi ma vira bhagam abhimarshatu chaidyarat goma yuvan mrigapatir balirambujaksha. Oh, lotus side Krishna, Ambujaksha. Like how a purodosham is a particular share kept in a yagam. If it is meant for the lion, just because I can't spot the lion, will I give it to a stray? I am meant for you, not for this stray animal called as Sishupala. Goma yuvan mrigapater balirambujaksha purteshta datta niyamavrata deva vipragurvarchanadi bhiralam bhagavan pareshaha आराधितो यदि गदाग्रज ऐत्यपाणिं गृह्णातु मेन दमघोष सुतदयोन्ये. Aren't you satisfied with all the obeisances that I have paid to you through different forms mentioned in the Shastra? What flaw or blemish have you spotted in my devotion that you have not yet come to see me and take me? Shobhaviनी tvamajitodvahane vidarbhan gupta sametya pritanapati paritaha nirmatya chaitya madagendra balam prasahya mam rakshasena vidinodvaha virya shulkam. You may ask Krishna, Rukmini, if you're telling me in the last minute, how will I come and marry you? Won't you give me an idea? I will tell you. Clause 54F and 92B in our constitution states that if the girl likes the boy and the boy likes the girl and the girl side doesn't like the boy, with the permission of the girl, young unmarried people, close your ears. So, with the permission of the girl, the boy can take the girl. That is called Rakshasa Vidhi. It is accepted, ratified by both houses of the parliament. Nirmatya chaitya madagendra balam prasahya mam rakshasena vidinodvaha virya shulkam. Then you may ask Krishna, where should I come? Give me the exact coordinates, location. Antah pura antarachani nihatya bandhum swamudvahe kathamiti pravadamyupayam purvedyurasti mahati kuladevi yatra. Tomorrow morning, before I am married to Shishupala, it is our kula dharmam to go to the temple of Girija Devi Parvati. It is our custom. That time, that place you come. See what all idea Rukmini gives. Purvedyurasti mahati kuladevi yatra yasya bahirnavavadhu girijamyupeya. Krishna, after having spoken so many verses and given you ideas, you may tell me, Rukmini, what if I am not able to come? What if I am not able to make it to Vidarbha at the right time? What do you think of it, Rukmini? Yasyangri pankaja rajasnapanam mahanto vachantyuma patirivatyamapopahatyai yaryam bujakshanalabheya bhavat prasadam jahyama sunvrata krishan shatajanma bhisyat. I will chase you for 100 janmams and marry you if you don't come now. She blackmails, threatens. Varala. Come. The moment Krishna read this letter, the Brahmana did not know the content of the letter. He closed the letter, he gave it to the Brahmana, held the Brahmana and said, come with me. Sir, where should I come now? Just now I have completed a big yatra. Sit. He sat on the chariot and started to Vidarbha. Now, while this was being explained in the presence of Sringeri Mahasanidhanam, an Upanyasaka was asked by Mahasanidhanam, tell me the names of the horses. Very good. Very good. Shaibhya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, Balahaka were the names of the horses. Now, when Mahasanidhanam was asked, why should I know the names of the horses? You don't have to. Only if it is Krishna's horses, you should know the names. So the chariot began from Dwaraka. As it was reaching Vidarbha, around 6:30 in the morning, Vishnu Puranam states, he went and gave Madhuparkam. Bhishmaka went and gave Madhuparkam because a great ruler of Dwaraka has come. But in Shastram, if you give Madhuparkam to the man, it means you're trying to make him your son-in-law. Poor Bhishmaka did not know that Krishna had. Whatever people give, he will have. So he had 9 o'clock, time fixed for Muhurtam. It was happening in a beautiful pandal. Beautiful arrangements were made. All channels were doing live telecast. Fox and CNN came together. They don't. They too came together. So from the below, it was a beautiful detailing. People were trying. Tamil channels were covering. Vandu vittargal. Rukmini avargal. Idodu vandu vittargal. Why did they speak in this Tamil? Because only if you speak like this, you will be recruited in the channel. So, They were giving live description. Shishupala, triple blade Gillette he was shaving. Rukmini, she had got up. She didn't sleep that entire night. Morning she got up. She was worried whether this Brahmana would have given it to Krishna. On the way he would have spotted some daba. So he was worried. Next day morning she was worried. She took her Sairandrika's threes and said, we have to go to Girija Devi. Sindhura Runa Vigraham Trinayanam Manikamaudi Spuratara Nayaka Shekharam Smita Mukim Apina Vakshoruham Panibhyam Manipurna Ratna Chashakam Raktotpalam Bhibratim Saumyam Ratna Ghatasta Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambikam Arunam Taruna Tarangita Kshindrita Pashankusha Pushpa Bana Chapam Animadibhiravruta mayukhairaham ityeva vibhavaye bhavani dhyayet padmasanastam vikasitavadanam padmapatrayatakshim hemabam pitavastram karakalilalasat hema padmambarangim sarvalankara yuktam satatam abhayatam bhaktanam ram bhavanim Shri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sakunkuma Vilepana Manika Chumbikasturika Samanta Hasite Kshanam Sachara Chapa Pashankusham Ashesha Jana Mohini Marunamalya Bhushambaram Japa Kusuma Basuram Japa Vidausmare Tambikam. She prayed to Ambika. She said, please, when is your brother coming? When is he coming? 8:45. They were standing atop the hill outside the temple. Down below, people were waiting in the pandal. Rukku, come, it is 8:45. You didn't see the time. 8:50. Sairandrika's threes are telling, madam, if we don't go now, then they will give me the pink slip. 8:55. Rukmini thought, he may not come. As she turned, she heard the sound of the hoofs in the horses. She thought it could be him and she turned. Drishyachyuta. Vedanta Deshika says, Tulasi gandham panchajanyasya nadaha. Smell of the tulasi and the blow of the conch. Here came the ratham. As the horses stood, there was huge volley of fine dust that dispersed in the thin air. Rukmini, for the first time, she was seeing Krishna. She had not seen, like how the bees that hover around a blossoming flower, tells Vedanta Deshika, her eyes like the bumblebees went around the beautiful lotus-like face of Krishna. Krishna extended his hand. People down, frozen state. What is happening? Rukmini gave her hand. She immediately pronounced a vote of thanks. All the Sairandrikas, all these years you've been serving me selflessly. I really, really appreciate it. Let's stay in touch. The world is small. Sia, moi. With a pout, she turned and then Krishna pulled her. And that's when the word Tata. She said Tata. Now somebody asked me, why did she use the word Tata? Because I said Tata also went to Gujarat. Putanadi samharam purushotamavataram Shitala hridaya viharam Shri Rukmini daram chete Shri. There the people, Krishna has come. Bhishmaka, Krishna has come. He is happy. Rukmini, where did this Krishna come? He was not in the guest list at all. Where did he come? Where is Rukmini? Rukmini has gone with him. Shishupala is asking. Where is Rukmini? Gopika Jivana Smaranam. They took the chariot and came straight to the Mantapam of Dwaraka. Knock, knock. Devaki knew. Today, there is one new daughter-in-law. She took that 7-Up bottle. It had holes. She pressed Harati, came. Vama, om pere nai po. Dwaraka. Now we will be doing the Lagna Patrika. We will be Saptajambhurat Aneka Koti Chandra Ravikanta Aneka Koti Chandra Ravikanta Spatika Sanghattita Maragata Vajra Vaidhuryadi Aneka Ratna Vidyodamana Sahasrastambha Mandapa Virajamana Suraguru Matispardha Vardhita Vyasad Shatashangulaya Aneka Koti Mahakavi Aneka Koti Mahakavi Vandhigayika Hasakadhilakshana Lakshitayam Gargha Pramuka Mahamuni Adhishtitayam Sakala Bandhujana Sankirnayam Shankabheri Mridanga Bhanava Dhakkadivadhya Goshitayam Maharaja Sabhayam Ikshu Kshira Dhadi Madhu Bhrita Gula Ghorochana Jiraka Marichikadi Mangala Dravya Sambharavadhyam Garga Prabhudaya Vasudevanumatya Mahasankalpa Purvakam Vasudevanumatya Mahasankalpa Purvakam Shri Rukmini Krishnayoho Gandharva Vaidhina Vaivahika Mahotsavaya Pravara Purvakam Lagnashtakam Prarabhanta Chaturveda Shakadhyayine Sarva Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa Shastra Gamyaya Sharanagato Gotraya Chaturdasha Bhuvanadishwaraya Akilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayakaya Brahmandasya Urdhvadeshe Sarva Shruti Vidhita Ravikoti Prakasha Golokavasinyaha Bhagyodayaya Shri Bhu Neela Viraja Sevita Pada Pankajaya Shri Raseshwari Prananathaya Tattvadhitaya Paratparaya Satchitananda Vigrahaya Soma Vamsha Pavanaya Shri Yadhukula Vamshodbhavasya Vidhurata Maharaja Varmano Naftre Surasena Deva Mida Maharaja Varmana Putraya Shri Krishna Chandra Varmane Shakshat Paripurnatama Swarupaya Varaya Soma Vamsha Pavanaya Shri Yadukula Vamshodbhavasya Vidurata Maharaja Varmano Naftre Surasena Deva Mida Maharaja Varmana Pautraya Vasudevana Kadundubhi Varmana Putraya Shri Krishna Chandra Varmane Sakshat Paripurnatama Swarupaya Varaya Soma Vamsha Pavanaya Shri Yadukula Vamshodbhavasya Vidurata Maharaja Varmano Naftre Surasena Deva Mida Maharaja Varmana Pautraya Vasudevana Kadundubhi Varmana Putraya Shri Krishna Chandra Varmane Sakshat Paripurnatama Swarupaya Kashyapa Avatsara Naidhruva Repa Raipa Shandila Shandilya Saptarisheya Pravaranvita Kashyapa Gotrodbhavam Vaidarbha Maharaja Varmano Naftrim Bhojaraja Maharaja Varmana Pautrim
भीष्मक महाराज वर्मणः पुत्रीं श्री रुक्मिणी नाम्नीं श्री महालक्ष्मी स्वरूपिणीं इमां कन्याम् वैदर्भ महाराज वर्मणो नफ्त्रीं भोजराज वर्मणः पौत्रीं भीष्मक महाराज वर्मणः पुत्रीं श्री रुक्मिणी नाम्नीं महालक्ष्मी स्वरूपिणीं इमां कन्याम् भोजराज महाराज वर्मणः पौत्रीं भीष्मक महाराज वर्मणः पुत्रीं श्री रुक्मिणी नाम्नीं श्री महालक्ष्मी स्वरूपिणीं इमां कन्यां प्रणीमहे। गोपिका जीवनस्मरणम्